Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Achanan Waf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I wanted to touch on this article. This is the big Nude boat, departs today with thousands of bare cruisers. So they got a damn cruise with you could just get on the damn boat and just be butt naked the whole fucking ride. And this is let me grab this one quick scripture. I want to come back to this too. Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. In the NLT, it says, when they give great authority to foolish people and low positions to people of proven worth. See? And that's pretty much what's going on with these Edomites, man, because what would be the purpose of this other than to just have you dealing in, reveling in debauchery and drunkenness and just pretty much orgy style type shit, Okay, but it says starting Monday, one of the most unique cruises we've ever seen is setting sail. And what makes it unique is not the route or the ports of call or even the ship, but instead is what the cruise will lack: clothing. When the big new boat sets sail on its 11-day cruise from Miami on February 3rd, it will be taking thousands of passengers on a clothing optional cruise through the Eastern Caribbean. This trip is a charter cruise from Bare Necessities Tour and Travel. Sailing on board Norwegian Pearl, the off-natural trip will make 2 stops in Great Stirrup Cay, a private island which stops in San Juan, all that good stuff, right? And on board the ship, it promises to be very different environment than most cruises. Sure, in many ways, the trip is similar to a traditional cruise. You can hang out poolside, eat a formal dinner, go shopping, or just watch the sea go by as you sit on your balcony. But unlike most cruises, it is nearly all done in the nude. According to the cruise's website, when the ship is at sea or anchored in a port, passengers can be nude unless announcements have been made to the contrary. This includes in the ship's buffet and other spots around the ship. In ports of call, passengers need to put on clothing. Although private ports typically allow you to go bare, there are certain short excursions that are nude friendly. You motherfucker walking around in a buffet just dealing with the food and shit. Pubic hairs and shit swinging. Just ugh. What more things to do? There are also a number of theme parties put on that are specific to this cruise that you won't find normally. Yeah, and you know what kind of parties. Ain't no telling what the fuck they would be doing on there. All kinds of nastiness. Theme parties include a galaxy far, far away sci-fi theme, light up the night LED dance party, Dare the Bear dance party, White Night, Margaritaville tribute to Jimmy Buffett, Rockin's 50 bowling night with new bowling tournament. So you already know that a lot of these be old ass Edomites that be into this too. You ain't walking around 60, 70 years old, just shit hanging on the floor, wrinkled all up. Some man looking at some other woman's, it's all, you're not supposed to see another man's wife's, nakedness, man. And then, these people, they'll go on a cruise with their, their daughters. She'll be butt ass naked, dancing with her dad. just disgusting, bro. It says, given the sale dates, there will even be a chance to watch the Super Bowl in the buff. And you can't miss the passenger talent show that will also take place on the ship. How are their nude cruises? If the idea of a nude cruise, especially on a mainstream cruise ship, is surprising to you, it's actually not that unusual. Yeah, because this is Esau Edom's kingdom, man. And they set nastiness up. And it shows you how far the world has come as far as his nastiness, man. That's the reason why this man must be taken out of power, because he's taking it to the next level of nastiness. So just imagine if he's in power for another 50 years, another 100 years, how far he'll go with it, It says there are themed cruises for everything from poker buffs to music fans to LGBTQ passengers. See? You two dudes standing there, rod swinging. Ugh. So it shouldn't be a surprise, especially given the sun and warm climate of the cruise, that nude cruising is also an option. In fact, Cruise Bear has put them on for years. If you missed this year's trip, Big Nude Boat 2026 set sail in February of next year. And no, you don't have to worry about accidentally booking a trip like this if you don't want to. For these types of cruises, a company will charter the ship from the cruise line, and then that company sells cabins, earning a profit for what they charge versus what the charter rate was for the rent the ship. You can't just book these dates through the cruise line website like you normally would. What rules are there on a new cruise? Yeah, what's the rules? If you've never taken a cruise like this before, it's a mistake to think that it's just a wild time with no rules. Oh well, we I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you have some shit where, of course, motherfuckers can't be grabbing on. But Esau just weird as hell like that though. They just weird, man. They can literally just sit around and just do shit. I always thought it was weird. When I was growing up in the South, they used to have what they call physical education. I'm not even sure if they do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? But you go to physical education, or they call it PE. You go out and you do the class, and then they would always want you to come back in and shower in front of a bunch of butt naked ass dudes, man. Being in you started doing that when you was in like 7th grade, which was like you like 12, 13 years old. You found that shit was weird. You embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? Big ass, motherfucker, because there's a bunch of motherfuckers in there. It was people that was in there, man, because they didn't pass those guys on, man, through grades and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because they was just old as hell, because they never did pass the classes. Back then, if you flunked, what they call flunking, if you didn't pass the class, your ass would repeat that same grade the next year. And some of those dudes would repeat that same grade like 4 or 5 years in a row. So here you go, you will have a fucking 18-year-old in the 7th grade, man. And then they started to it got out of hand, because some of those old dudes was they was dealing with them little young girls that was coming in, when they was getting them pregnant, and those parents started to fuss like, why are these grown ass men in the schools like this? And there was some women too. It was, of course some women, some dumbass chicks too. But overall, yeah, man, it was just weird. It was, nasty. That was some shit. Nah, man, I'm not trying to, let me opt out, man. I'll take a shower when I get home. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here, man. But it was just nasty. Just come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You in a damn shower room with 30, 40 other dudes naked and shit. Anyway, let's see what these rules are. It says passengers must be dressed when the ship is in port. Okay. Passengers must be dressed for meals in the dining rooms. Clothing is optional in the buffet. Lingerie, fetish wear, and excessive genital jewelry are not allowed at any time. No photos or videos can be taken unless you have express consent of the person. As well, there are no photo zones around the pools and dance venues. Passengers should use a towel or other item to sit on at all times. You think? Sexual activity is prohibited in public areas. This includes fondling, inappropriate touching, or personal body parts, or those of someone else. But see, Esau, he's weird like this. He has no problem walking around each other. Like, they have no problems walking around each other like that. It's nothing to them. That shit is just a natural thing, man. Because that's some caveman type shit. It says, in short, the rules are designed to allow passengers to enjoy the freedom of a nude cruising and a respectful environment that keeps others as comfortable as possible. Break the rules, and it's made clear that it will be grounds for dismissal from the cruise. Yeah, right. You don't need to go no further. Anyway, just a quick little. It just shows you just Esau, man. This is the way this man gets down. But let me put this back in, because it's scriptures on nakedness, man. You're not supposed to. Now this right here is Genesis 9:22. This is going into Ham. Them damn Africans that them Hamites today. Them fucking Africans, which we are not Africans. So-called blacks are not Africans. Everyone with melanin is not the same people. This is a different set or different nationality or ethnicity of people. Even the Zonder's Bible Dictionary tells you that we are not the same people. But this is Genesis 9 and 22. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father and told his two brethren without. He's probably snickering and giggling and shit. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. You're not supposed to be looking at because like I said again, these cruises, the parents are going on a cruise like this with a daughter and son, as they may be, of age 18 to 21, and they'll go on them cruises, man, and they'll all be around each other butt ass naked together. Take the son-in-law. The son-in-law is looking at his father-in-law's wife and shit. Is he looking at his mother-in-law? Just a bunch of weirdo shit, man. Let me see what else we got here. I want to get the law. Yeah, see, we had laws, and as to the priests, wearing linen breeches, or they call them, pants today, or it's called breeches. But so it will cover your nakedness, man. Leviticus 18 and 6, it says, none of you shall approach any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. And it goes on, man. It gives you a whole list of, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness, which really that's going off into, sexual immorality as well. You know what I'm saying? Not having sexual relations with your close relatives, man. Verse 8, it says, the nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. Verse 9, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. And it goes on and on. As let's talk about your aunt, your uncles. You're not supposed to be dealing with, your brother-in-law, father-in-law, just people that's, it's just common sense shit. But Esau, in this kingdom of America, if you deal like that, it won't even be nothing. There's no penalty to it. There's absolutely no penalty to it, man. See, it goes on. Yeah, it's got everything. It covers everything when it comes down to the nakedness of family members and things of that nature, man. Yep. Talks about your aunties, your uncles, your mother-in-laws, your father-in-laws, your father, your sisters, your brothers. You're not supposed to be dealing like that. You're not supposed to see their nakedness, man. After a child grows up, and you've dealt with them as babies, you washed them up and done all that. It comes a time and age where, okay, now it's time for them to do that for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, yep. But again, that's pretty much it's all just going off into the nakedness of like close family members. And when when people are on those cruises, they be on those cruises with their family members like that. Again, like I said, they'll take their son and their daughter and be looking at each other all fucking weird, or being able to, not necessarily, if they're not even, not to say that they're dealing with each other, but you know what I'm saying? It's just still, it's like, why would you want to, see your parents' nakedness, or why would you want to see your children's nakedness like that, but, it just is what it is, man. I just seen this, and this is Esau shit, man. This is what Esau does. He's into stuff like this. Who you think is running this? This has absolutely nothing to do. Now, don't get me wrong. It's leaving Miami. Or you'll see a couple of black chicks on there, though. Don't get me wrong. You're going to see Eve showing up. Eve is going to be on the boat. And then you'll have a bunch of, effeminate jakes, so-called blacks, Hispanics, or Native American men, you know what I'm saying, that's into that LGBTQ. Other than that, you ain't about to see no straight jake on there, or no so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American woman with no fucking sense. They're not going on no shit like this. If they do, they just go in there, they're going to have on some clothes, and they're going to be laughing, giggling, But yeah, already a lot of things be going on, because they got these rules as far as, not fondling anyone and this, that, and the third. But guess what? What do you think they're going to do? Hey, come on over to my cabin. Come on, bro. Come on. You're invited to my cabin. What do you think they're going to do once they get tipsy and have a few drinks? You know what I'm saying? Come on back to my cabin. Dudes looking at each other. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of filth, man. A bunch of nastiness. Scripture talks about following out a multitude to do evil, man. This is what you already know. Some shit like this right here, you already know this this will be nasty, man. You already know it's nasty. You can't get around it, bro. 11 days, a cruise for 11 days of you just being like, who got time for shit like this? But it's people that's into stuff like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what some of the comments say. To each his own, but I think this is totally disgusting. I mean, it's optional to wear clothes to the buffet. Ew, like, was that a hair in my food? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You must sit on a towel if you are nude. Like, oh my God, people don't listen. This is just nasty. Y'all have fun. Somebody said floss for later. No, nobody wants your damn pubic hairs, man. And somebody says passengers are probably old and fat and gray and saggy. Can't imagine what the crew be like. I'm jumping ship. I can't unsee this anymore. But yeah, I mean, hey, and it's a lot of old ass Edomites because they're the ones that started this. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's going back to like, they've always been into some weirdo shit, but you know, it's going back to like, really, you know, the days of, what was that, Woodstock and all that old hippie shit. Motherfuckers sitting around smoking joints and just, you know, into a bunch of weird ass music. And those old ass people from back then, they still out here, man. You know? No, so people in here, I'm not seeing nobody, as long as they raise the buffet tables, yeah, right. Just yep, here you go. You got somebody that says that's their business. Who cares? Don't go. So they're old and saggy. Who cares? Their lives, their business. I just wouldn't want to be there. Yeah. So you have those people that, you know, you agree, but you disagree, but you agree. So you know, you up in the air. So really you agreeing with the shit. You just wicked. There's a scripture that talks about, you know, something similar to that in Romans chapter 1, the very last verse, verse 32. It says, who knowing the judgment of Yahweh, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. You know, kind of, you know, people that, if you're not totally against it, you know what I'm saying, then you're for it, you know, because there's no red line with the Lord. You know, you know, you're supposed to shun and hate evil, man. You're not supposed to be like, oh, well, that's their life. It's them. It's not hurting me. Yeah, right. You're supposed to dislike what the Lord dislikes, you know, hate the evil. But anyway, I didn't want to keep this long. I just, you know, it's kind of seeing the story. Yeah, man, it's not surprising, man. It's not surprising at all. You can just go and just spend money to get on a boat and just, you know, you already know, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of adultery going on. You can't help it. How could there not be adultery going on in these situations like this? You know what I'm saying? Some chick, and you know, they be into swinging. You know what I'm saying? The husband, he wants to see some other dude pound his wife out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bunch of weirdoism, man. Motherfuckers gonna be on that bitch shooting porns. All kinds of stuff, man. So I'm gonna end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying with that. Kwame Yashal on the Baba Ball.